Thank you. I'm so sad about this level for so many reasons. This level went from maybe one of my favorite levels of all time to like good but could have been so much better. It's just genuinely upsetting. I was recording that, right? Let's just take a little peek. Cool, my mic is on, the screen is on. That's a good thing. Okay. 3046, I didn't use a copy rule for this. 3046 is my final attempt count. This level could have been perfect. As it is, it's very good. I like it a lot. But okay. Experience with this. Last night I finally got around to like sitting down and actually watching Zeronium's completion of this. I was like, okay, this looks really fun, and I heard it with the clicks. I was like, this looks super satisfying to do and pull off. Like, okay, I need to learn this. I need to learn this level, at least mess around with it for a little bit, right? So I learned the ending, and I was like, okay, this ending's not bad, right? It was fine. The ending was fine at the time. It's like, this is learnable. I can deal with this. I can deal with the ending. It's okay. Then, as I started to get... So everything before 63, which is where you get to the references and shit, which we'll talk about that later. Everything before 63 is like the original gameplay sections, right? Where it's just like, we're gonna make fucking banger click sync gameplay. Asterisk. There's a few exceptions, we'll get to those as well. That part was really, really fun to learn. Like, I was learning it and pulling it off, and like, this feels so fucking fun, dude. I love this. Wow. Like, I was just playing, I'm like, this is phenomenal. Like, I was like giddy. Like, playing some of the parts, I'm like, yes, this is so good, thank you. Like, I was like, yes, this is the kind of level I've wanted for forever, where it's just like the best fucking, like, bash your face into a wall and click sync, just like, I loved it. And what was annoying is, so obviously the two waves in the drop part are way harder than like everything else. Like, just not even within an order of magnitude, difficulty-wise. And those, at the time, I was like, okay, that's tough. But I got a feel for them that was, like, good enough. It was like I had a handle on them well enough. And I just... Even then I went and played from zero, and they were just fucking RNG. Like, you could get a feel for them, and there were times where I'd have good streaks, there were times where I had bad streaks, but it was just really kind of like, maybe I passed it, maybe I don't. Who knows? We're gonna find out right now. Like, there was very little you could do to actively set yourself up for success on those. The rest was more or less fine. My big complaints, my few big complaints. One, for the whole level. The level syncs differently in different parts, within the click sync part at the start, right? Like, everything before absolute zero, like I think 43%, is way before the beat on my computer, which, that's a my computer thing. I've kind of known that that's a thing, right? Where like all of the click sync, air quotes, click sync levels out there, I have to click a little early on my computer, and I don't know why. I think it's an audio delay issue, not an input delay issue, but I just have to click a little early, and it's kind of annoying, right? It's kind of frustrating. But what confuses me is there are parts of the second half of the part, like the section, right, the second half of the click sync part, that are much closer to being synced with my mouse, or with my computer. Not perfect, they're still a little early, but it's very subtly early, right? It's basically in sync. So I don't understand why the two different parts of the level, the one part is so much earlier than the other part, just like so drastically different. For me, I don't understand that. That was weird, that was annoying, and that was a lot of my frustration with the beginning part, is I can't just click, I can go da 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 da, I kind of had to go da 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 da, where I'm clicking a little ahead of the beat intentionally throughout the whole part. So then if there's a part where I'm like, oh, I need to delay this click, I can't just like hop back onto the, this is what drove me insane. There were a few parts throughout the level where the click sync was just a little bit off, or it was beneficial to click a little bit out of sync because it set something up well. Prime example, the pink orb before the little 2-click ship at like, I want to say 32-ish? I don't know exactly where it is, but you know what I mean. The little pink orb there, I didn't want to hit it too early, because if I did, I had so much downward momentum, or at least a little more downward momentum, into the ship portal, which then made the two swings a little tighter. It was very subtle, but I still wanted to take that pink orb centered or later, right? To do that, I needed to sort of actively remind myself to delay that click just a little bit. And if I'm clicking to the beat, like I'm clicking da 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 da, and then I go da 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 and I can do that and then catch back up because I have the audio cue of where the beat is to just get right back in. The problem, if I'm clicking before the beat, is I have to remember how much before the beat I'm clicking, hear that in my head, and then if I want to do a late click, I have to click closer to on beat and then get farther off beat again, and I don't have a good like metric, like I don't have the song kind of driving the pulse for me to hop back onto right away. That got frustrating at times, and like I say, some of that's my computer, but I think some of that is the level, because the parts themselves, the two basically halves of the drop, synced differently. Like I had to click at a different offset for those two parts, very noticeably. So I don't know what was up with that. I have no idea. Other minor complaints, some of the stuff in the pre-drop just straight up doesn't sync, like at all. Prime example is the cube that starts at like, I want to say 7 or 8. Like, you hear it in my conclusion, I go, dun, 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 dun. Like, that's not, no, like, no, absolutely not. Dun, 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 dun. That's not how the song goes. It's never been how the song goes, right? That one was weird. The little ship thing, I want to say like 13, maybe start at 14%. The gap you have to fly through there is kind of annoying because you have to hold onto the roof and then let go just a little bit after you've flown past it, but not so much after it that you go up, but not too early or else you fall too far down, and then you have to do the tiny little 2-click fly through there. I got it to a point where it was manageable, but there was always just kind of a chance I died to that. I thought that specific ship maneuver was really, really awkward. There were a few minor hitbox issues I had. The middle wave at the drop in like the 30s had a sticky outy hitbox at the one part, which had a lol written hitboxes, invisible hitboxes there, as if the creator knew it was there and didn't know how to fix the problem. Here, let me show you actually how easy this is to fix. And now listen, foodie newbie, maybe you don't have mega hack. If you don't have mega hack, fair enough, but seeing how tiny these are scaled, I think you probably have mega hack, so let me show you a really cool tip. Because I can't imagine, with how good everything else in this level is, that you wouldn't want to fix this. Wait, is there a D block there? Hold on. There's a D block there. I straight up have died to this slope. I think this D block isn't doing anything. Okay, either way, better solution than having a D block. Can I... Oh, it's linked. Well, let's unlink it. Okay, better solution, and this is for anyone that has this hitbox. Where the... Oh, it's not on layer 0. Okay, I'm a little stupid. Hold on, here we go. No. Yes. Here. Okay, ready? Ready for the solution? You rotate it 180 degrees, you turn on slider limit, and you go whoop, to -1. And now look! Look! The hitbox is completely within the slope, and you don't have to worry about it. Wowie! Right? Like, that just, it's such an easy fix, and I don't understand why you wouldn't do it. As the creator, I really don't. This slope was kind of dumb right here. This hip, can you see it? You can't see my cursor. This slope right here, you just don't need it. Like, you just don't need it, especially because it does stick out over the block a little bit. I think that might just be how slopes work, actually, now I'm looking at it. But still, you don't need this slope here. You get rid of this, and the timing is either the same difficulty as this because of this block, or maybe like a frame easier. Oh no, too bad, so sad. Or you get a little bit of leniency with the spike, and because of where these slopes come in, this release timing is super precise. It's fucking nuts. The gap here between, and these all, by the way, all of these slopes I'm pretty sure move in. These ones here move in. Let me, I guess, go to preview mode so you can see it. These slopes here move in. You could just like not have this block. You know what I mean? Like, this is kind of the gap you're looking for, right? That's reasonable. This one's stupid. This is dumb. This is a really hard release timing. And then this UFO just didn't feel like this UFO synced well to me. This part was this was one of the only parts in the level, aside from that little bit at the beginning, where I had to really actively remember, oh, this part doesn't quite sync right. Right? Because you have to boom, boom, and then if you click it, okay, so let me show you. If you click fuck off. If you click here, right, you're in this portal. Okay, great. 1, 2, 3, 4. You're in this portal. 1, 2, 3, 4. You're here, right? At like best. So then 9 out of 10 times, if you click kind of on beat here, you're gonna end up hitting this spike right here, right? I'm pretty sure these move up. I don't know if they actually do, but you're gonna end up hitting this. Oh, they're all linked. That spike, whatever, right? And so I had to remember boom, 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 and then I had to go early on that one, right? I had to do a little 2-click here. I think you're supposed to do 1. I honestly don't know. And then this was frustrating because this is all very early as well, right? And this wave transition, this click is just fucking brutal. This is a brutal click, dude. It really is. It's like, this is nasty. I got it to a point where I could kind of understand. Like, it was consistent enough. It wasn't a big deal. But still really, really tough. And then this part's, like, chill. Like, this part's fine. I died here a few times, mostly because I'm stupid. The big problem I did kind of have with this This part right here, this click specifically, was really awkward, and then the click that followed it because of this click. Because you hit this first click, and this first one's fine. You can buffer this, I'm pretty sure. You can buffer the first click, not a big deal. The second click, you hit this, and then this changes your gravity up here, I think is how this works. Right, this is a down gravity? Yeah, there's a down gravity portal, right? Let me fucking, there you go. Down gravity portal right here. So you hit this, and that down gravity portal makes you upside down. That's really cool in theory. The only problem is, because it's vertical, the amount of like swoop you get is completely different if you hit this a little earlier or a little later, which makes this green orb really annoying, because there are times where you really have to hold for a while so that you don't die to this saw on the green orb, and there are times where you, like, if you hold that long, you die to this spike before you even have a chance to hit the green orb, right? That I didn't like. This little bit was kind of awkward. 9 out of 10 times worked totally fine, but that 1 out of 10 times was really genuinely frustrating, because it just felt like you had no control over what happened whatsoever. Didn't like that. This was all fine. This portal, I would have just moved down like a tick or two, because when you hit this and swing in here, you're dangerously high in this gap, like close to that saw, or that spike. I would truly just go boop, boop, and then this plays fine, probably. Like, it wouldn't have been a problem. Maybe even one tick. Like, a really subtle little adjustment here would have made that not a problem. This ship gap is really tight. Like, I'm sorry. This is... That's kind of ridiculous. To put it into perspective with comparison to a one spike, or a one space with normal spikes. No, not the cloud, you dingus. There we go. Yeah, that's pretty tight. That's like approaching fixed hitboxes levels of tight. I would have maybe just widened that a tiny bit. Again, not a major thing. I only died here once, maybe twice from 0, but it was just kind of a thing where it's like, this doesn't need to be this hard to convey the idea you're trying to convey. You know what I mean? It just doesn't. It really doesn't. And it makes this click kind of just like a shot in the dark, hope you line up in this portal well click, which I'm not a huge fan of. Everything else here was fine. This UFO was pretty much fine. Every now and then I died to the spikes below the clicks, which felt a little unfortunate, but it wasn't a disaster. I was never too upset about this one, this section. Wait, are these scaled down? Oh, hey, good level design. Good on you, foodynooby. I appreciate that. This part's cool. I like this part. This part was neat. This part I had to click a little off sync just to be safe. I had to do this click early and remember to do this click kind of not late, but a little later just to be safe, which wasn't my favorite, but it was an easy adjustment to make here because the clicks aren't too hard, so I wasn't too upset by that. These dash orbs are a little weird. I would have used S blocks or some kind of block or something to stop you. It just seems kind of weird that you'd have to, like, intentionally, like, half click the... I don't know. It was a little awkward. It was fine, though. And then we get here, and, like, why? Why, dude? This level's so fucking good. And then you just had to copy Gustavo Fring and Thinking Space back to back. For the funny, I guess. Like, it's so sad to me, because, like, yes, it's kind of a joke, whatever. I get the point of it in the context of Zeronium Creator Contest level, and even in the point of funny level in general, right? I get it. This level's not taking itself too seriously in a lot of respects, and I can appreciate that. But if you're gonna do something like this, don't make it a massive difficulty spike from the previous part out of nowhere, right? Like, this ship is really genuinely difficult to control through. And Thinking Space Wave, I'm sorry, where is the thing indicating that the spikes are where they are? This drove me fucking nuts. I don't understand this. Okay, you can make the argument there's animated flame objects in here that play during the level, which for some reason you can't see in the editor, which is confusing to me. Where the fuck? Do they move? Maybe they move in. Maybe they move in. I can see them moving in, maybe. But they're animated... The lightning in this part looks sick, by the way. That's so good. But it just, I don't know. They're animated fire objects here that kind of align with where the spikes are. They're not bright enough to be registerable. They feel like a background element, so you're basically just flying through the middle-ish and hoping that you're not on the spikes, and that's all you can do. That's all you can hope for. It's really unfortunate. I also want to point out that this hello made out of tiny little spike objects is well outside, if I do this here, is well outside. You see that? Well outside that slope right there. I mean, it's a very subtle thing, but it's just like, I just like shrink it a little bit so that you can't die to the hello. Personally, I would do that. And also, this right here, and then this following one are the worst offenders, because this you can get used to. This is, you can get a feel for this. But this is dumb, because you as the mini wave have to come up here and then turn around, basically turn around in this gap, and then you have to get into this gap. It's like, why? And if it was visually indicated well, it'd be so much more manageable. But it looks like you have so much room here. Look at that. If I turn off hitboxes, look how much room you have. Oh, that's very reasonable, right? I can send my wave up and down there, no problem. But then you actually look at what you're doing, and it's like, no, fucking absolutely not. That's disgusting, right? Hated that. I mean, it just genuinely felt like bad level design in a level full of really smart choices. It's just like, this is dumb, this is stupid, right? You have to have something to indicate these spikes exist a little bit better. Whether it's making the animated fire objects brighter, or moving the structures up, or maybe nerfing the part, right? I don't know, something. But you have to indicate that these are here a little bit better. This part was okay. This click right here up to here, if you took it too late, the next click was impossible because you died to... I don't need this. I have a cursor. You can see my cursor. You used to not be able to see my cursor, which is why I'm doing this. So this click was okay, but if you do this too late, you just die... Fuck off. You die to this spike no matter what, which I didn't like. I mean, it seems like a really easy fix where you just take that spike and go like... There's another object in there? You take that spike and you just go boop, and then look, oh, problem solved. Like, not hard to do. I don't know why it was like that. I really don't. These two yellow orbs are just kind of gross and inconsistent. I was not a fan. This straight fly was fine. And then this ending is like, why? Why? Ever in the world, ever would you do that ever? I just, like, this ending is fucked up. Like, just so genuinely, this ending is fucked up, dude. It's insane. It's insane to me that this is in the level. It's like, why? I mean, I guess haha funny choke point ending, right? Oh, Zylucy made the gameplay. Good job, Zylucy. Great choke point ending. And then the last click is fucking free. Whatever. Yeah. Like I say, all of those little issues, like, they're very minor. Okay, aside from this I feel like is a blatant mistake. Everything else in here is like a very minor little tweak. It's like, it really wouldn't have been hard to make this much, much, much more enjoyable than it actually was for me. I didn't hate it though. I liked playing it a lot. Learning it was fantastic. Playing it and getting progress was good. I just got to a point where I was just dying to anything and everything for no reason. And I was dying to like little stupid shit where it's like, you could have just made the level less bad and this wouldn't have been a problem. Ugh. So unfortunate. It really is, because this was going to be like an easy 100 out of 100, 99 out of 100. I think I maybe will give this something in the high 80s. We'll see. Check the description. You'll find out. I liked this though. Foodie Newbie, for a first solo, this is fucking phenomenal. I just really, really, really wish some of the little nuances and nitpicks were kind of ironed out before release a little bit better. But I don't think any of those, except for the thinking space spikes, are too egregious of decisions. I think altogether all those little nitpicks kind of made the end of my experience frustrating, and a lot of the sort of frustration I have with it is that it could have been so good if, where it's like, this level is I liked this level a lot, but I would have absolutely loved this level with a few minor tweaks here and there and a few tiny little nerfs to parts. Like, this would have been fucking flawless, right? And that's kind of why I'm like so passionate about it, not because I hated it, or not because, wow, this is terrible, or not because the creator is like so bad at creating, but because there's tiny little flaws here where it's like, you could so easily iron this out in like 15 minutes and have a way better level, right? Just tiny little things could make this level phenomenally fun, like exponentially more fun. But still, I liked this a lot. I would recommend it if you think the things I mentioned wouldn't bring down the experience too much, and if you can deal with the 2 waves in the drop being like like an order of magnitude harder than the rest of the level. I liked this a lot. This was very fun. Very good job, Foodie Newbie. Yeah, I mean, just really, really genuinely very good level. I liked it. Good stuff. All right, I'm going to cut the recording here now. Bye.